Career Month. We're here at MAU, and it's going to be awesome. Let's go interview some students. Hold on. Doors are always locked everywhere we go. So I think we do we buzz it? Hello.
How can I help you?
Yes, we're here for Career Month interviews, and I just wanted to know if I could interview you real fast.
Sure.
Sure. If you could be any superhero, what would it be? Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. That was great. Guess she didn't want to answer.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Bennington Tomorrow. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Harrington with the Bennington Area Chamber, and with me as always, Joe Fry,
Hello.
the other host of Bennington Tomorrow. Welcome.
Hey, episode 3.
Yeah,
there's
episode
no-
3. Yeah, no, we're doing a good job. I think we're getting a lot of good feedback in the community about the show.
Yeah.
Trying to have some fun, bring some levity, but also use this show to talk a lot about the progressive things that are happening in and around the region. And so you and I are always happy to go out and highlight those things. Obviously, the first clip that we had coming in here, you were a man on the street this time, and you're doing some interviews all around what it looked like to be Career Month.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. So, it was awesome. You'll hear that maybe a little bit throughout the show.
It's my new word. It's my whammy word.
Your word of the month. No, but you did go out and you spoke with a couple different people. You were our Action News aggressive reporter.
Yes.
On the scene.
On the scene.
Asking some
In person.
real important questions of the kids. And so
They were great. They were great.
We do
Good
want to
sports.
take this show to highlight the Career Month that the Workforce and Education Committee put together, especially Jeannie Jenkins. We're going to have an interview with Jeannie a little bit later in the show.
Yep.
But why don't we go to one of your first interviews? You went over to the middle school during one of their career fairs.
Yes, it was great. So we had a lot of fun. They were good sports, and we just asked them some fun questions. So let's head over there and check it out.
Let's check it out.
Hey, I'm here at Career Day at middle school. This is the career fair, and we're going to go in and we're going to interview some of the students and talk to them about what they want to be when they grow up. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, man. Wrong door. You ready? All right. So what did you guys learn in Career Month?
There's a lot of different jobs and a lot of different things you can do in your life. You just gotta work hard and make sure that you go to a good college and you can get a good job.
I learned that you just can be yourself and do more than one thing at once. Like you can learn a different language and doodle at the same time and be an artist, and it's so inspiring.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
I've learned that I really like being a lawyer and all the law things and stuff. It really interests me.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I've always wanted to be a vet.
Awesome, awesome. And what about you?
A lawyer.
A lawyer? Man, that is awesome.
You're boring.
I want to be what he's doing. I kind of want to do that.
Filming, awesome.
Yeah, I'm in a club right now learning how to do that.
You have to connect with Mike after then.
I want to work for maybe something in the government, like an analyst for a government, like FBI, CIA, anything like that, like an analyst.
That is
Or Maybe a doctor. I don't know. It's a variety right now.
That's awesome. If the FBI thing works out, we'll just blur your face out. That way, no, I'm just kidding. What do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be a lawyer?
I want to be a lawyer.
That's awesome.
The prosecutor.
Prosecutor? That is awesome.
Be a wrestler.
A wrestler?
Yeah.
Are you talking like a wrestler or like a WWE? Like, oh, as a Patriot, because you are at middle school, the Patriots, right? How was the Revolutionary War for you guys? Was it?
Pretty good.
It was pretty tough, yeah. It was a hard one to swallow.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't
personally.
know? Pass on that one. Gym, lunch, recess, 1 to 3, preference.
Gym.
Gym. I kind of like gym. Yeah.
First.
Lunch.
Lunch?
Because I get to be like a goof with my friends.
I like lunch too, and recess, right? Lunch is definitely my favorite.
Gym, recess, lunch.
Yeah.
Gym, lunch, recess.
Man, all gym. I'm always lunch.
Gym. I love to be active and stuff.
Lunch.
Lunch, me too, man.
Yeah,
That
gotta eat.
Yes. What's the square root of 46,786,433? Are you math people?
I don't listen.
No clue.
Pass?
Yeah, I don't know, like 20?
20? If you had to choose a career path, which superhero would you be?
I think I'd be like Spider-Man. He gets to like go places and stuff.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go Daredevil, because isn't he a lawyer in the day and at night?
Oh yeah, Daredevil. Yeah.
I just thought, he's a very obscure one, though.
Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
He's so sure of it. He's really good. What do you want to study in college? What do you think?
Something to do with social studies, because I really like GOB, and I've done that a few years. It's really fun, so something like that.
I heard that really getting out and like social work and clubs and stuff would really help with that.
Kind of helping in the community?
Yeah.
Geology.
Geology?
Yeah.
That is awesome. If you were an animal for a day, what would it be? It's an odd question, but I'm a liger usually.
Probably a bird or something like that.
Nice. Random questions.
All right. I'd probably be a panther because you're fast, you're stealthy and stuff.
Perfect.
You're up in trees.
A dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd love to be a bird because I had a nice experience with birds.
Define career in one word.
Fabulous!
Job.
Job. I love it.
Job. Important.
And we're back in the studio. That was great,
Yeah,
right?
it was
They were
very,
funny.
very funny, and you might have even been funny in a couple of those clips as well.
I make a fool of myself, but the students were great. They were funny because they were so serious. The different questions we had, kind
You
of try
threw
to
them a
catch
couple curveballs.
a couple
there.
curveballs.
Yeah.
Which superhero are you going to be?
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's good to think about. But you had an interview with Jeannie Jenkins.
Yes.
And-
Yeah. Jeannie is really one of the main people that has been putting career. What started out as week now has kind of really morphed into career month. She's been putting this together for a couple of years now, and really, when you and I have talked about Career Month, what an amazing program, amazing group of professionals that have come around to make that really a highlight, and it's probably something that doesn't get enough attention. And so I know you and I wanted to take this full show and highlight different segments. So we did get a chance to sit down with Jeannie over the last month as Career Month was going on. And so let's take a look at our interview with Jeannie and learn just about all the things that come together to make Career Month possible. Cool. Hi, we're here with Jeannie Jenkins, the person really behind Career Week and Career Month, and you have a whole team that you've pulled together for what we just witnessed our own Joe Fry go through and do some interviews with some of the key people that went through Career Month, and we've seen some highlights from Career Month, but I wanted to get Jeannie here to have a conversation about how it all started, what the vision is, what are some of the goals and the objectives, and then also where do you see it going into the future. So why don't we start by just telling us how Career Week started, and then it's kind of really kind of blossomed into Career Month.
All right. So Career Week came out of a recognition that there was a lot of activity in this community around workforce development, around education, and also around economic development, and how those three elements really come together, and that we ought to be celebrating the good things that we're doing. There is a very active group in town, Workforce and Education Group, that is both affiliated with BCIC and also with the Bennington Economic Partners. And that group is really the roll up your sleeves group. And it is composed of public figures such as Representative Bill Botso, the K through 12 school system, area colleges, area businesses, economic development interests. And so we all sit down together monthly and think about and work on how we build workforce, education, and economic development strength in this community. So the idea was to take a week in April and just celebrate what we were doing. And it began with having some open tours of businesses, having some editorials in the paper talking about some great businesses in town, and a couple small events that just pointed to the breadth of things that were happening. I think something that's really important is that we've always been focused elementary school through adulthood. So we are looking both at the emerging workforce and also the incumbent workforce. Career Week began 5 years ago, and last year we realized that we were starting to expand beyond Career Week. And this month, in April, we had a full month of career activities. We had something like 28 different activities during the month. And they spanned everything from elementary school career awareness and career exploration events, to a middle school career fair, to high school career fair, to a job expo for adults, CCV sit-in where people can come in.
All within 1 month.
It all happens in 1 month. And well, it's funny you say that, because in some cases these things are happening all year and we're just highlighting what happens in April. Many of these are year-long events.
Talk to me a little bit about, I guess, the community's role, what you've seen, the output from the community, and then how the community can also get involved and help this initiative.
Yeah, so there are about 25 people who are members of the Workforce and Education Group, which does organize this along with organizing a number of other things that happen in the community. I did a rough count the other day, and there were at least 150 professionals that were involved in April Career Month activities. And that is a huge outpouring from this community. And I think that, when professionals serve on the sophomore summit or go into the high school to speak to classes, the professionals involved, but also the kids are involved. And that we've started building networks between professionals and businesses in this community and the community itself. So around the dinner table, kids are saying, I met this really cool person today, and they have this amazing job. Mom, did you know that job existed? And and mom may be saying yes or no, but it's those kinds of conversations that then engender, wow, as I move into college or whatever post-secondary looks like for me, what are the opportunities to come back to this community and live and work in this community, because I love this community.
This sounds like a very special initiative.
It is, and actually last year we were recognized as a best practice. Okay. The Career Week month concept was recognized as a best practice by the state. And we've had some involvement from the North Shire for about a year. Pauline Moore, who's Economic Development Director for the town of Manchester, has been part of the group. And we being Wendy Morse, Pauline Moore, and myself, have just started to build a cohort up in the North Shire who can start a workforce and education group up there. Some of the challenges are going to be similar, some are going to be different. The players, some will be the same, and then some will be much more Manchester focused than Bennington focused. So I think it's great that they are interested in doing and replicating what works well down here, and also forging their own identity and their own way of developing workforce in the North Shire. I think it also gives us the opportunity to really look at North Shire and South Shire as a region, right? Yeah. So that where they may have workforce looking for work and we have jobs in the South Shire, we can better have those conversations about how we can work together.
So what does success look like for you? So I think from a macro level, talk a little bit about probably more on the economic development and the workforce, but also there must be some real, I mean, you're looking for either would that be a student or an underemployed person, or what is success?
So I think there are a number of different levels of success. I mean, I think in one, just being able to celebrate and have people take part in a celebration of workforce and education and economic development in this community is really important. Second, I think success is hearing young people talk about what they're going to do in post high school. We know that already 65% of the jobs that we're seeing are going to require some kind of post-secondary education, and that's everything from apprenticeships for plumbing and electrical work to going to college and getting graduate degrees. I think success is also recognizing that we are a community that has many different occupations that we're going to need to address. We have shortages not only in middle management positions in Bennington, for instance, but we also have shortages in plumbing and electricians. So, so looking more whole fabric, how do we build the community that we want to have, and what are the educational assets we need to bring in or tap in order to make that happen, and how do we better let the community know that that those positions exist. So I think success is really connecting those. And then I think success is also looking at increased aspiration levels for our community as a whole in terms of how we think about economic development, and then also at the individual level. Are our kids thinking about how they build a better Bennington?
What does Bennington look like to you? What does the region look like to you? And really, what does workforce, education, and economic development look like to you in the future? Take it 5 years, take it 3 years.
Well, I think certainly it's going to be a much more regional approach. And I think that is really a cornerstone of making change. The community I would hope to see would be one where the importance of post-secondary education is a given rather than an uphill battle, and it is one where we are seeing vitality that's bringing in new blood into the community, as well as just a revitalization of the existing community that we have right now. So both growing from the foundation we have now, as well as bringing in new businesses and new blood is important.
Jeannie, thank you so much for joining us here on Bennington Tomorrow.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
That's awesome. I love her dedication.
Yes.
I saw her at the middle school fair, and the students were all gathered around her talking about everything. So they were just right there, and she was right in it. And it's neat to see her kind of take this thing and grow it to what it is today.
Yeah.
So, and she works at CCV, correct?
CCV. I know she's in the team there has a whole plan to expand that right even into the North Shire. So I think next year we may even see a career month that really is in the Bennington and South Shire area. We're also going to see equally something go on up at the North Shire, and that's of course that whole regional effort that we keep working on. That one of the best ways for us to get families to move here is to focus in on our education, and obviously as education morphs into our workforce. And so we know that part of this initiative really is a long game about figuring out how best to supply our students, our teachers, our professionals with the right kind of motives and motivation for people to go out and find the right career choice for themselves.
They got to think about the future. It was neat to see middle schoolers think about the future. And I also had the luxury of being able to go over to the high school, which we saw at the beginning. I was going into the high school. So we're gonna check out those interviews as well. Those students had a different perspective. A lot of them, freshman, sophomore, I think all the way through every grade we had that we talked to. So we're gonna check those out right now, and then we'll come back.
Cool, let's check it out.
What did you learn in Career Month?
Okay, well, I'm a senior, but I have no idea what I want to do, like, with my life. So I went to the underclassmen, like, seminars and watched the speakers come in and talk about their career. And I learned that originally I thought I wanted to, like, go into medical, and then I realized that I do not have the stomach for that at all.
Neither do I.
And so I think I'm planning on going into, like, business and statistics.
I actually am pretty good at accounting, not know it. And financials interest me because it's numbers and everything else, which I didn't know that until then.
So I think I just kind of learned like opportunities that we have around the community just to get involved in careers you're interested in. Like I talked to a couple people that I want to go medical field, so they said, oh, you can do internships, you can do MedQuest, so that was interesting.
I learned a lot about how people just view their jobs in general too, because we had people that really enjoyed their jobs and they were really passionate to talk about them, and then we had other people that you could tell that they were kind of seeing their financial situation. They were like, oh, this was the easiest option for me, or I didn't know what I want to do, I went into this. And we had one girl that worked with it was like AmeriCorps, and she really liked that because she didn't know what she wanted to do after college, and she's like, well, this was really, I didn't think I would like it as much, but now I work with so many people and I do so many fun things that I really enjoy it. So
awesome.
It was nice.
I guess I learned that there's very numerous options out there and fields that I could possibly go into.
Yeah.
And it gave me a better understanding of what I could do in the future.
The different careers and like college choices, they kind of like, some people didn't go to college right away and they like waited, and like other people went right away. So it was kind of cool. Like, and I think I definitely want to go right after high school. It was like kind of what I learned from.
What do you want to be when you grow up then, if you're going to study statistics?
I think I want to be an actuary who works for like an insurance company.
There's a number of things that I actually want to be. An engineer because I used to fall asleep to trains going by. Nursing because I'm pretty good, because my mom's a nurse.
I want to be a family practitioner, pediatrician.
That's awesome.
Yep. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I'm thinking of going into science, engineering, or medical fields.
I'm thinking maybe architecture.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like math and I like drawing, so I think it would be a really good field to go into.
I want to go to school to be a doctor of pharmacy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you had to choose a career path, which superhero would you be?
Oh,
Any.
Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get a lot of critics for this one. Superman.
That is awesome. All right, so if you could choose a career path and it was a superhero, which one would you choose?
I honestly don't have a superhero that mainly goes with me, despite wearing just Superman.
I want to be like Aquaman, because he can be in the ocean. That would be so cool.
Try to be Batman because I really like Batman and he's really cool.
He's got a lot of cool gadgets.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
he
everyone
doesn't
says.
necessarily have a superpower either. I know it's like controversy, but he's like, he's just a rich guy that works out. But
he has brains. He has to make all that stuff, right?
He's got it. He makes that money somehow.
That's right.
I'd probably be the Flash, because you can just get anywhere and at any time.
I love The Flash. I watch it. I'm a dork. Matt makes fun of me all the time. Matt, that was for you.
Wonder Woman.
As a patriot, MAU patriot, how was the Revolutionary War for you guys? Was it tough? I mean,
Yes.
Revolutionary War. Well, it's kind of great, like won, so
Yeah.
like, that's cool. So winning's always awesome.
Oh, it was really hard.
It was really hard?
beat me down.
I mean, I guess the Revolutionary War was all right. We lost a lot of people.
It's good.
it was good.
It's good.
The Revolutionary War was a struggle for a number of reasons. The oppression of Britain and then the Townsend Acts were mainly the biggest issue that sparked it in the first place.
All right, what do you want to study in college? If you want to be an engineer and nurse,
I'd
kind
probably
of.
go between engineering and massage therapy.
So I'm gonna go in with 4 years, just become a bio major, and
Yep.
then at the end of that, you obviously go back to become, you specify, so pediatrician.
Awesome.
4 more years of college, 2 years residency.
So it's a haul, but that's cool.
Yes, it is.
That's really cool.
So like it's a 6-year program, so I want to go to become a doctor of pharmacy,
Yeah.
work in like the local pharmacies.
Statistics, this is going to be good. What's the square root of 46,786,433? And go.
That's a good question.
I have absolutely no idea.
4.
I can't even do that.
120 squared or something. I don't know.
I wish I knew.
So do I.
Probably be about 6.5 million.
Okay, that was a good guess. I have no clue. Gym, lunch, or SOS? 1 to 3, what's your preference?
Lunch.
Actually, for gym,
Lunch first. SOS is
SOS?
my preference, honestly, because I really get along with my teacher. She's really, really nice.
Awesome.
I absolutely love her. I'm actually have to write a letter to her.
Yeah.
Teacher Appreciation Day. So I was going to write a letter to her.
Do you mind saying which teacher that is?
Her name is Mrs. Kimball. I love you, Mrs. Kimball.
Awesome. Shout out to Miss Kimball. Miss Kimball.
Probably gym.
If you were an animal for a day, what would it be?
Probably a shark.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was at an aquarium the other day and I got to pet stingrays, and I think I would choose a stingray.
What would it be?
I'd be a timber wolf.
I'd be an eagle, so I can fly, and then people get really excited when they see me.
Right.
So that'd be fun.
Very like the rare.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'd be a cat, because I just get to sleep every day.
Define career in one word.
Life. Something that you love doing.
Enjoyment.
And we're back one more time. Look at, we have dedicated this.
How are you in 2 places at one time?
I don't
That's
know. And you
amazing.
know what's interesting? And Mike made the point, Cutler, that I wore this shirt for one and this for the other. So I'm just merging my wardrobe together
Yes,
for today in the
that's-
studio.
You know,
Didn't mean to
we
do
are
it.
on a shoestring budget,
Right.
And
I have
so
2
we-
shirts for, you know.
You did do one more interview.
Yes.
You did do one more
Mr.
interview.
English.
And so we snuck that copy in at the end of the show here.
Yeah.
So I think as you and I exit out, we want to thank you for tuning into another episode of Bennington Tomorrow. We have another fun-filled one coming out in 2 months. So, but make sure you'll watch this one. But we've got one more interview lined up that I think you had some fun with as well.
Yes, Mr. Barrio, thank you so much for being a good sport. MAU, middle school, high school, thank you for being a good
Jeannie
sport.
Jenkins, thank you so much. And,
Really
and,
appreciate it.
and Wendy Morris does a lot also that we
Yes.
want to give a shout out
Yes.
to over there at the Department of Labor, and her whole staff really do come alongside Jeannie. And of course the Workforce and Education Committee that meets every month to start to plan multiple things out like this, especially the Career Month, which is really starting to be looked at all over the region, all over the state, as really a model of how to get people thinking about how do we impact the real big economics of the area. But let's, without further ado, let's roll the last interview with Mr. Barrio.
Roll it, Snotty. All right, I'm here today with Mr. Barrio at MAU, and I'm going to be interviewing him. So thank you for taking a few minutes.
Joe? Over here, Joe.
That's very lifelike. That is unreal.
I didn't
how
wear my
like-
ruffled shirt today, but yeah.
You should have, though. That's awesome. Well, as I said, thank you, Mr. Barrio, for taking a
pleasure,
few
my
minutes.
pleasure.
I thought it was Mr. Barrino all these years, but it's Barrio.
It's Barrio, yeah.
That's
Nobody
awesome.
people can pronounce it, but they can't spell it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have no clue. So you've been the president, right, of MAU.
No.
So what are you?
I started as an English teacher, and then I became Dean of Students.
Oh, did the job choose you, or did you choose the job? Tell us about that.
Actually, it's probably the job chose me. I mean, I was a teacher, and I made some suggestions about discipline.
Yeah.
Next thing I knew, I was asked if I'd be interested in filling a position that came up. So I never thought I'd be doing administration, much less discipline.
So you went from VP to president in like a hop.
I went from teacher to Dean of Students. So it's not even close.
The word on the street is that you just do this for free. Can you just tell us about that?
There are days I feel that way, but no, it's a job that I really like.
Awesome.
I enjoy it.
Does a day go by that you don't get excited? You're like, I'm in the administration.
I wouldn't say
Isn't that
that's
cool?
my feeling.
No.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't say, wow, this is fascinating.
So what's next after this? Emperor of the Galactic Empire? I mean, what do you...
Probably quiet retirement.
Quiet
Yeah,
retirement?
Yes, that's what I think I'm going to do.
I retired for a week once, but then I realized that I had to make money, so I
There
went
you
back
go.
quickly.
That's a sad reality.
Everyone's been dying to know. I was a student here for years and years and years. Where do you get your hair done? Because it's awesome.
Well, actually, I have gone to the CDC, and I've had the kids there cut my hair.
That's awesome.
There's another woman who was a student here, whose son went through here, and I go to her to get my hair cut. So we keep it in the alumni field.
That's awesome. You're brave. You're always checking what year. Like, are you a freshman or a junior? Because I want to get like a decent, in the middle.
There you go. That's right.
The students are great. Mr. Barino, whatever his Barrio. He was great as well. We're gonna go get some coffees, and we'll see you back at the studio.
I'm sorry. Roll it, Snotty.